Land of the free, home of the brave. That's what makes the United States. Now let's take a journey with the spirit of freedom. Liberty will lead the way.
Let's take a star-spangled adventure. Star-spangled adventure.
All the things you'd want to know about America's in this show. So come on, all you patriots, let's go.
That's just the problem. Where I'm from, the government builds schools for white students, but not for black students.
Like you, my mom was born a slave. Nobody taught her to read and write. Some of my cousins back home can't read.
We have too much talk and not enough action. Du Bois has been saying we have to fight and protest.
I sure hope Professor Washington's speech in Atlanta will light a fire under the movement for us to fight back.
Yeah, but I wonder what he's going to say.
Well, Mr. Simpson, you will need to wait until I start class to find out what I'll say.
We were talking about your speech next week in Atlanta.
We hope you're going to inspire the crowd to rise up and fight against segregation.
Well, all of you are going to be there, so you'll hear for yourselves. You have your train tickets, right?
William Du Bois says politics is the way to...
I think we should not spend our time on Mr. Du Bois' opinions. Right now, we need to turn our attention to crop rotation. Of late, George Washington Carver has developed the principle of crop rotation. You see, if you grow only one crop for too many years, the nutrients in the soil will be depleted. A farmer needs to rotate what he plants.
Glad you made it. We're here in Tuskegee, Alabama, and it's 1895. A few years ago, Alabama granted money to start this college for black students, Tuskegee Institute. Booker T. Washington was hired as president, but when he came here, there wasn't even a building. It's now a thriving place to train teachers to teach children in segregated schools, to train students in a practical vocation for a job, and since most were from farms, to teach good principles of agriculture, like George Washington Carver's crop rotation. A man named William Du Bois called for political action and protest, but Booker T. Washington said not to protest. These young adults who are the first generation born not as slaves should learn to teach others. His speech in Atlanta will cause quite a stir.
Are you nervous, Professor Washington?
Not really. Just like trying to educate a student in class. There's just more of them today.
It's exciting. William Du Bois says that we need to take every opportunity to call our people to protest.
Then I certainly hope he hears my speech.
And now, the president of Tuskegee Institute, Booker T. Washington.
Can't wait to hear what he says.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
A ship lost at sea for many days suddenly sighted a friendly vessel. From the mast of the unfortunate vessel, we seen a signal. Walter, Walter, we die of thirst. The answer from the friendly vessel at once came back. Cast down your bucket where you are. A second time, the signal, Walter, Walter, send us water, ran up from the distressed vessel and was answered. Cast down your bucket where you are. And a third and fourth signal for Walter was answered. Cast down your bucket where you are. The captain of the distressed vessel, at last heeding the injunction, cast down his bucket, and it came up full of fresh, sparkling water from the mouth of the Amazon River. To those of my race who depend on bettering their condition in a foreign land or who underestimate the importance of cultivating friendly relations with the southern white man, who is their next-door neighbor, I would say, cast down your bucket where you are. Cast it down in making friends, in every manly way of the people of all races by whom we are surrounded. Cast it down in agriculture, mechanics, in commerce, in domestic service, and in the professions. Our greatest danger is that in the great leap from slavery to freedom, we may overlook the fact that the masses of us are to live by the productions of our hands and fail to keep in mind that we shall prosper in proportion as we learn to dignify and glorify common labor and put brains and skill into the common occupations of life. No race can prosper till it learns that there is as much dignity in tilling a field as in writing a poem. It is at the bottom of life we must begin and not at the top, nor shall we permit our grievances to overshadow our opportunities. Cast down your bucket!
Oh, Professor, I'm now more committed than ever to teach the next generation.
Yes, I realize I should be telling my father all about crop rotation.
And what do you think?
We have to protest, not teach children to read and write.
We have to plant children like a farmer plants a row of crops. It takes time to grow vegetables, and it takes time to grow children into educated adults who can bring about the change we all want.
Booker T. Washington's philosophy worked in that education empowered children to learn to read and write. As they grew, they prospered, and then their children became leaders in our nation. And 1 year later, Booker T. Washington invited George Washington Carver to join him in teaching agriculture at the Tuskegee Institute, which changed how the South farmed their crops. But to bring about change, they only had to cast down their bucket. Cast down your bucket. Grow where you are. Cast down your bucket. From here we can go far. We shall prosper. We shall succeed. So cast down your bucket for new opportunities. Yes, we shall prosper. We shall succeed. So cast down your bucket